G'day guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's have a look at what happened in the AFL this week. We're up to our last round. So quickly this season is gone and so much has happened. This is one of the best seasons that we've had in the AFL for such a long time. So back on a Friday night we had the Lions destroy St Kilda. Um, I if it wasn't for the 15 minutes of the umpires trying to get St Kilda back in the game, this would have been an absolute blowout. But just shows you the difference between the two teams. Bulldogs just got over the GWS, which is a good thing for the Bulldogs, but it shows you that even if they do make the 8, they're not going to pose a problem to anyone. Adelaide had another good win against North Melbourne. Like I said, if you follow Adelaide, they don't have any cattle at the moment, but they always try. They always do something, which is something that we can't say about the Suns. So Cats just destroyed the Suns. There was nothing there. An amazing game with Melbourne winning with Cozzy kicking the last goal with 14 seconds to go, something like that. Definitely Carlton should have won that game. Absolutely destroyed themselves. But it just shows you that Melbourne aren't travelling that well at the moment. Massive game coming up between Carlton and Collingwood. So that could be Carlton's. Is the fairy tale ended? Possibly. I called it 2 weeks ago. I said they can miss the 8, even though they were sitting at 4th at the time. But yeah, I think they're in a world of hurt at the moment. Freo had a really good win against West Coast. West Coast tried, but there's something going on with that club, and if they don't fix it, Richmond, too good again against Hawthorn. What a fantastic win coming into the finals. I'm so scared of Richmond. If you know, I'm a Lions supporter. If we have to face Richmond in the first final, I don't want to be there, and I don't want to watch it because they're so scary. They're almost full strength. They've got the best player in the league at the moment with Shea Bolton. They've got a great defence. They've got an amazing midfield, and they've got a pretty decent forward line at the moment. Talking about fairy tales, I think Collingwood ran against the wall. Okay, they were running along in their princess suit, and then all of a sudden they hit the wall, and that wall was Sydney. And then an absolute pathetic effort by Essendon, and what a disgrace they've been all year. Port, maybe playing for Ken, maybe. I wouldn't get rid of Ken Hinkley. I don't think that's a problem. I think there's a couple of structural issues, but Port, as I've been saying all year, are a better team than what has happened. So let's have a look at, before we do that, let's talk a little bit about umpiring decisions. I've been rabbiting on about this for about 25 years, that Melbourne teams get the rub of the green. I can remember for the last 15 years that Collingwood would get 10% more free kicks than everyone else, and you go through the list, and if you go through the numbers, it's just a joke. But the game against St Kilda in Brisbane, it was for all to see that they just gave free kick after free kick after free kick, just trying to get them back in the game. Some of the 50 metres were just disgraceful. Also, let's see what happens on, is it the Swans game? I forget who the player is, but he's bumped a player. Oh no, a Collingwood player's bumped a player, and then he's hit his head on the ground. And it's going to be interesting. Can they let Cripps off for leaving the ground, not looking at the ball, hitting someone in the head, causing 2 weeks of damage, compared to giving someone a fair shoulder bump within 5 metres of the ball, and it was only the whiplash after. Of course, we don't want to see this, but that's an accident of the game. So now, is that automatically 2 weeks, or we'll see? We'll see how biased the AFL is to these players. I saw finally they actually paid given in a free kick for high, even though he's still throwing his arm up. That's not what the rule is. The rule is if it's high. Yeah? So, like I said, you guys know that I don't like Collingwood in any way, shape, or form. But if he can get a free by doing that, that's what the rule is. If you're high, you get a free kick. It's that simple. It doesn't matter what you do in between all that, as long as it's high. So it's going to be very interesting to see what happens this week with the AFL, because they have no idea, just like the umpires do. They have no idea. They pay shit left, right, and centre, and they have no idea what the rule is. I saw this weekend about 4 deliberates that weren't deliberate, and 4 deliberates that were deliberate, they're not paid. They have no idea, and there's a woman who umpires our game. She always does the North Melbourne. She has no idea about the rules. Absolutely hopeless. She can't even keep up with the play. She's always 70 metres behind the play because she can't run as fast. Now, I don't have a problem with women and equality and all that sort of stuff, but we have a women's game. So why do we have to have women adjudicating a men's game? She should be the #1 woman's umpire and adjudicating that, because she can't keep up. Yeah, she's making decisions from 70 meters away because she can't keep up with the men, and it shows. Absolutely the worst umpire in the AFL. But anyway, let's have a look at the next week, and we have got another cracking round in round 23. And what an amazing thing that we've got at the moment. We've got 4 teams on 60 vying for a second chance. So what an amazing week we've got coming up. I think there's still 288 possibilities of the 8. So again, I think the Lions are playing better than Melbourne at the moment. They're very vulnerable at the moment, Melbourne. But this is make or break for Melbourne and the Lions. So I'm going to go really tight game. Let's go 13 points to the Lions. I think we're playing well. Our forward line's going well. Freo should just clean up GWS. And Suns against North? No. I'm going to go Suns North. I think the Suns have checked out. Cats will just demolish the West Coast Eagles. Richmond will demolish Essendon. And all of these results will be important because they will give us a look at their percentages. Then we've got Adelaide, Port Adelaide, the Derby. So let's go Adelaide. Let's see if Adelaide can then play better than Port. Bulldogs, very important game that they have to win against Hawthorn. Now this is the huge one, Carlton against Collingwood. Last week I said Collingwood played the best game I've ever seen and this season, and they look flat, and it showed. So I'm hoping for Collingwood supporters that they can bounce back. I said last week that this might be a good thing, to lose a game, get themselves in check, and then realise that it's not that easy, and you just can't float along and keep winning by 4 points every single week. So this might be a really good check for Collingwood. Carlton are playing for their finals, so this is going to be an absolute cracking game, and I'm going to go Carlton. Carlton really put it to Melbourne, and they should have won that game, but I think they're going to have to put in another effort. So, and then we've got the Swannies against St Kilda. And that's going to be my tips for this week. We don't have to do any predictors anymore. Okay, we've got our 8 except for Western Bulldogs and whether Carlton's going to drop out. But anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope you like the tips. And we'll see you in the next one. And let's hope that your team wins. Bye.